We're rolling. On that note, let's get down to business. Let's get back into it. This is the official, unofficial podcast of the Melbourne Demons. The DeeBrief, week off last week. Little fella went into hospital, had a skin infection. He's all good now. Antibiotics, bloody hell, boys. They are good. And tonight we're going to try and be as upbeat as we can be. A lot of people going through the motions. I'll pull the plug on this season. I'm done. I'm over it. Finals, no chance. I tell you what, stuff that. What we're going to try and do tonight is build some positivity, try and build some hope, and then we'll probably have that hope dashed on Sunday afternoon. But let's live in a delusional reality for tonight and over the next couple of days for all those people that are watching on YouTube and listening on all your favourite podcast apps. Adrian Horton with you, Alex Zorks and Ryan Sinclair from the Demon Army. I'm going to come to Ryan first, Zorks, because he is the head honcho and potentially the oracle we found out off air.
Well, I don't know. I haven't even been the oracle, but I could be the oracle. I don't know. I'm many things on game day. Popular with the opposition fans is not one of them. So if that's the oracle, then so
sounds
bad,
like something an oracle would say.
I agree, but I must say it's really nice having you in the studio because, of course, we've had you on review shows before from home over Zoom calls and whatnot over the journey. And Ryan, I must say, I'm going to pump your tyres up here. A lot of people have said some really nice things every single time you have come on a show. So to have you in the flesh, in the studio, it's very exciting. So thanks for coming in.
Well, I was appreciative the warden let me out. So, yeah, that the person that puts me in the straitjacket when football's not on let me out. So that's a good thing. But happy to be here and, an impressive setup. Like very nice. A book that I remember very well from the Ruskin Park Library that I borrowed and never returned is sitting at mine too. So it's good to see that book.
Love it. Zorks, come to you. Hello. You're a quirky man. You're a man of many talents, of course, and you're a man that is apparently positive about the situation you were saying off air.
Yeah. So I was thinking about it this week.
How?
And I was, we've got to think about what footy does for us, right? It is about winning and losing. We understand that. But at the end of the day, how many of us watch games on the weekend that don't involve our teams? Right? I'm at the stage now where it's what we do as mates with mates. So win or lose, there's no pressure on the D's at the moment. I'm just there to go, hey, are the D's playing this weekend? We might lose. I'll go see my mates. We'll go to the pub.
Mateship.
It's about that love, okay? Through the D's pre-season and their love, we learn to love each other through our team's lack of football acumen. So I'm just really enjoying seeing my mates on the weekend. You know, I couldn't really watch. I was at the Bucks on the weekend. May I give a shout out to the Buck? Big shout out to TR and Megan.
Hey, TR.
Big shout out to TR and the boys. It was a lovely day.
D's fan?
Big D's fan.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's great. Then.
Met at the D's Gold Coast game in 2015 up in the Gold Coast.
Should have had the Bucks last weekend on the Goldie with us.
It would have been a lot nice. That would have been sick.
Could have come to the apartment.
That's actually,
got plenty of room.
I met the guy. I met Tom, shout out again, at that game. Track kicked his first goal that game.
Okay.
I think he won by like 600 points or something. It was back in that era when we were flogging teams.
Yeah, love it. That's good. Well done, TR and Megan, tying the knot. When are they tying the knot?
August. I haven't checked the wedding invitation for a little while. I'm pretty sure it's August.
You don't get married during footy season. Come on.
No,
it's
you
a
don't.
Big no.
I might have stitched him up. It might not be August. I could have a look. But anyway, carrying on.
Might be a Thursday night one and we'll probably get fixtured. So
I tell you what, the other thing you don't do is you don't have children, babies, during September. But because we won't feature in September for another year, maybe you can do that.
Kids are on.
Hey.
All right.
Kids are on in September now.
You heard it, listeners.
How many of them are planned, though? Let's be honest. Like, most people I talk to, they're like, oh, that wasn't thought through. This was just...
I thought mine through. I was like, there's no way September, right? So I've actually spoken to my wife about that, which is absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, there might be other nuffies out there that think the same way. That is a very weird area to get into. Boys, we're going to get to some DMs off the top. We're going to do things a little bit differently tonight. Hear from the supporters. The supporters need a bit of therapy. They're a bit downtrodden. They are frustrated. We all are. We're not in the position that we want to be. I had a great chat to Brad Green last week with Caden McDonald.
Well done on that. That looked great.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was good. And Brad's a wonderful guy. I think he's done an exceptional job of happy to say that on anything live, I think he's done a really good job.
I was
has
gonna
gravity.
I was going to say there is a little segue there though. We're going to play a game of trivia later, and I think Ryan is a $1.02 favourite to win that. Sorry,
no.
Zorks.
Yeah, no, mate, you've been the head of the cheer squad since like before I could drive, I think. So this will be good. This will be great for me.
And Brad Green, I don't want to do it.
Number 18.
Yeah. Oh, bonus point.
Yeah.
He's off the mark.
You used to play soccer.
But I am throwing him under the bus. And I don't want to, but I will. But there's also another side to that story. So you'll figure that out.
See that? Okay.
Down the track. So we're going to play a bit of trivia to wrap things up. Trivia was very popular back in the day when clearly people had dropped off. I think 2019, which was a very memorable year for the football club. I think we played a lot of trivia that year. So there's a reason why we've brought trivia back, because we suck at the moment, let's be frank. So we're going to play a little bit of trivia later. And as I said, red hot favourite here, Zorks. You never know.
I'm already going to say Tommy Mack, point, Gold Coast. That's what got us over the line. Is that going to be one of the questions?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, that's one for me.
Oh, minus. Oh, you're two in front.
I'm already playing. Yeah, yeah.
You're two in front. But
I'll need more than that.
But boys, just quickly, we'll go into more detail about it, but how do you sum it up just really quickly before we go to the DMs and use them as the discussion starters? How are you feeling at 5 and 10 at the moment, Ryan?
I want to start with confused. I think what we're seeing out there at times is as good as what's out there. We've put performances against Brisbane that were just exceptional. We absolutely had Collingwood's number. And then we've seen North Melbourne and we've seen other results like that. The last really 3 months have been the most confusing. We've sat there looking like we're a top 4 side at moments, and we've looked like a bottom 4 sides.
Spot on.
Inconsistent kicking. We know bad kicking's bad football. We're not correcting it. But last week, just to give that start was just totally inexcusable. Great to see a clawback, but too little, too late. And a lot of people are saying that that's been the season. So yeah, it's a hard one, but I think there is a positivity that we are getting a lot of opportunities down forward, and in previous years that has been a deficiency. So
good summation.
Yeah, I'll go a bit of a different direction than that. It's kind of like drive through Macca's. This season, every now and then, right? It'll be like, usually you know what you're going to get with us, right? Okay, yeah.
What do you normally order?
Double quarter pounder, large double quarter pounder.
Extra pickle. I'm a pickle man.
I just, yeah.
I
big
used to
pickle
grab
man
that shit off the
myself.
window.
Big pickle man myself. Love the pickles. Strawberry shake. Got myself though too.
Pickle.
What I'm saying is
Love it.
we're drive through Macca's the D's this season. So it's sometimes you'll get one of the best burgers. You like, I did not expect that in the middle of a Wednesday afternoon.
Or at McDonald's.
In Kilsyth. And then one day you'll get dry garbage. This I know I shouldn't expect too much, but this has even made me mad. Oh my God, they forgot the straw as well. But when it's good, you're thinking about it later on. But at the end of the day, the product that you're consuming, you shouldn't be consuming it regardless. You're watching the D's play at the moment. Sometimes you're going to get good junk food, you'll get bad junk food, but that's just what it is in the end. It's just junk food, and it's tiding you over to the next meal, which is next year. All right, so you go, all right, well, just have your good quarter pounders when you do, have your bad ones when you don't. Enjoy the McFlurry along the way. Like, that's probably a more abstract way of putting it. But do you know what I'm trying to say here? It's like, I don't walk in with any expectation that I'm about to have the best meal of my life, to watch the best footy. If I'm impressed, cool. I still walk away from it a little bit like, nah.
Oh, yeah, I get that. Do you know what, to use your very abstract abstract analogy of where we're at?
Good with it.
No, it was good. Yeah. I read it.
I want to know. Let's get weird with it.
I want to know who your happy meal is, though.
Bowser.
That's good.
And he's cute and little.
Yeah. Well, him and Sparky are both the toys.
They can still get them. Like, they can actually go up and get them.
Yeah, of course.
They're not allowed to ride every ride at Warner Brothers Movie World, though.
No, that is disappointing. And when you pay $129 and get kicked off a ride, I'm disappointed.
True. Yeah. Now, I think we are the soggy chips.
Here we go. Okay. Yeah, come with me. I like that.
I think we're the soggy chips. So sometimes you're like, all you really want from Macca's, you get a meal, but ultimately you're like, just give me the fucking chips.
Yeah.
I just want that hit. And they come back and you're like, oh, these have been sitting there for 20, 30 minutes.
And you're still consuming them angrily.
Yeah.
Because it's better than no soggy chips.
It's better than no chips.
Yeah.
I want soggy long kicks off the back flank.
Because when you get the fresh,
the
fresh ones, you're like, oh yes, thank you so much.
It's spiritual.
Which is really funny because there's nothing stopping you from when you get the soggy chips going, you know what? I don't want to eat these. Can you give me fresh ones and wait 5 minutes? But I've never actually asked anyone at Macca's, oh, can I get the fresh ones? I'll give the soggy ones back. I've never asked.
Because
where are the soggy chips?
Well, the manager's not going to come out and say, well, we had a learning experience back there. So that's why we prepared you more soggy chips. God damn it, Simon!
It's meant to be a great training ground, McDonald's, we know that. But soggy chips, I love you know why I love the analogy? Because it just sums us up.
Yeah.
Like we whinge, but we keep eating. Like as football consumers, we're not quite happy with the product, but we're still going to turn up. And that's the good thing about us. We're soggy chip fans.
And do you know what? We don't ask for refunds. We don't ask to get the fresh chips
and we
back.
say we're not going to come back, but we're back the next day. Like,
And you know what? We like the bitterness of vinegar.
oh, hell
That's
yeah.
the thing. We
Absolutely.
All right.
Getting a bit of food porn vibes here.
is awesome.
And also, we are
food porn.
sponsored by Soggy Chips and McDonald's, if anyone at home is wondering.
All right, let's. I love that. That was great. If you enjoyed the soggy chips analogy, let us know.
Thank God it wasn't the biscuit.
I'm really keen to know. So the YouTube's been a bit of a new frontier for the DeeBrief in 2025. Not a new frontier. We've just taken it more seriously, right? So in the comments on YouTube, for anyone that watches us there, please tell us your Macca's order.
Yeah, get into it. I'll do it.
What's yours? Quickly, go.
Large double quarter pounder meal, strawberry shake.
Done. What's yours?
I'm Big Mac, extra pickle. I'm serious about this too.
Big
How
on the
many
pick.
pickles?
Oh, heaps. Like I used to say 34 because of Jeff White. I'm like, I'll count them.
That's hectic.
But no, I want more pickle than burger. I'm a big pickle fan.
All right, chuck on the cans. Mine is a large McChicken meal with cheese in the burger, a chicken snack wrap, and a McChicken burger.
Okay, before we go on,
And a Sprite.
don't mind that. That's a diverse order.
I'm just chicken.
Before we get to the dams, thoughts on fillet of fish? I love them.
My brother froths them. It's the only thing he would eat. I'm not a massive fan.
He's a
My
he's a
wife
cultured
actually
man.
doesn't mind them.
Yeah.
Definitely don't mind it. Just aware I'm not eating at all anything that's fish.
Okay.
It's just cardboard with a little bit of flavouring. So
McDonald's, if you're listening, sponsorship, please.
Days.
where's that cash register?
Jeez. Okay.
All right, drive through the next.
Now we're gonna take a step back and we're going to. I was going to say realise. That's the wrong word. These came through when Melbourne had just lost their fourth consecutive game
Gonna be brutal.
against the Gold Coast Suns. Now, we've got 4 here that we're going to play from the DeeBrief faithful. Brutal is the perfect word, Ryan, because they are honest and they are real. And they are raw because they got sent through within a matter of probably 30 minutes after the game. So let's have a listen. And this is brutal. So the email address of this one that's sent in from Ned is depression@mcg.com.
It must work for the MCG.
They're at the wrong stadium on the weekend.
So we're going to have a little listen to Ned and what he had to say.
It sucks when your best forward and the target forward that everyone's kicking to is playing with one leg. If Jakey Melksham didn't cramp up in nearly every single set shot, I reckon he probably slots 2 or 3 of the 6 misses that he had. Jesus, we're back. I know that the season's panned out sort of well in terms of development and what we can see, but this feels the exact same spot we were in at the start of the year when we were 0-5. That first quarter was abysmal, and I can't remember. I can't remember you were talking about it on the pod. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Josh Dunkley. He talked about how the D's are potentially at their best. They're the best team in the comp in terms of just danger. Well, it seems like we're quite a talented team where we can be the best team in the comp, but we can also be the worst fucking team in the comp. And Jesus Christ, we might be the worst team. Like, you know, when we're at our best, we're at our best. But, gee, when we're at our worst, we are bad.
Oh, that was good.
But pretty all round. Like I reckon he's actually done a good job in covering the feelings of what we've almost said ourselves, but what a lot of people were feeling.
That's just a bloke at the end of his tether, isn't it? I'm just listening to that everywhere I look.
There was a little bit of positive. It was a bit of a, shit sandwich.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah. I agree. I think the reason why I wanted to play that one among all the ones that got sent in is because I think it's exactly what you're saying. Like, and this is the frustration and this is the confusion that you spoke about, Ryan, earlier off the top. Some of our good footy is really good. So we saw that in glimpses in the second quarter against the Gold Coast on the weekend. Some people will say, oh, the game was dead and buried in the fourth quarter. Well, I tell you what, if Melbourne had actually kicked straight during a period there, we could have made it incredibly tricky and anxious for the Gold Coast Suns. So I've been saying this consistently for probably 3 years now. We can't string 4 quarters together. The inconsistency from quarter to quarter is what makes us mad and infuriated as supporters, right? And I tend to agree with him. My feeling now is it does almost feel like we're back at that 0-5 point. Now, I know that we're not because we've actually seen a little bit of progress, particularly during that 6-week patch where we won 5 games. We'll speak to that at the end of the DMs, but I think that's the overwhelming feeling for a lot of people right now, that it just feels like the way that we felt post that Essendon loss and when we were 0-5 Zorks.
Yeah, we've been treading water for the better part of 2 months, 2.5 months at the moment. And that's why it's just, look, and it wouldn't have taken too much to say. I think I spoke to you, 80, before that last stretch of Collingwood, St Kilda, Port Adelaide. I said, it's all well and good we should be going 2-1 here, but anything under 2-1 is pretty disastrous. Yeah. And the worst thing had happened from that. We feel like we've been having this, you said off the top, if only Melbourne could have kicked straight. Well, I've been having that conversation for not just 6 months, but 3 years. Even in our grand final, we didn't play 4 quarters of football.
True.
We haven't played and what all that does for me is it just reeks of ill discipline across the club. You guys, the club that cannot focus for 4 quarters. TikTok football. Can't focus. Can't read the whole book. Can only watch with Temple Run playing, going into the forward pocket. I'm seeing a team that can't focus, can't galvanise for, 120 minutes, whatever it is. And to me, it starts from the very top, And discipline isn't on the training track. Discipline is something that you either live or you don't. And in the professional football environment, it needs to be a lifestyle, not a job. And you're either disciplined every hour of the day or none.
I love that, and I agree with that. Ryan, you were in Alice Springs.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yep. Just the St Kilda game.
Oh, that was just...
It has ruined us.
It totally did, and that was the one that really shotgunned the month ahead that was terrible. I don't know how we lost it. We basically won every key factor of a game except for the scoreboard.
7-21.
It was insane. And I mean, you scratch your head. I always try and look at things half full. Everyone knows that. And it's not being an absolute idiot. It's like trying to go, well, okay, we clearly have to fix some things. We know that. And kicking's been that for a long period of time. We still haven't done it. We don't have a key size forward, and we haven't for a long time. Ben Brown, we pulled in for a little bit. He had 12 months of okay football. But where is the proper full-size body, David Neitz type style, Tom Hawkins, that we can just sit in the goal square.
Spot on.
And go. We have all these mid-sized guys that we're trying to turn into 7-foot giants, and they ain't. We did it with Hogan. We did it with Watts. We've done it with everyone else. We're doing it again with Melksham. These guys aren't key size forwards, and they would be better off being the second, third and fourth options, and we would thrive as a club doing that. So if we do not go after that in the off-season, then I don't know what we're doing. Spot on.
Do you know what kills me? Who's the most accurate forward in the comp who's had more than 30, 40 shots?
Jesse Hogan?
Yeah.
But to be fair, Jesse wasn't Jesse when he left, and that's not having a harsh shot at him. We saw what he didn't do at Fremantle, and we did pretty well out of that as well.
Look, that was completely
He was always going to go at some point.
It wasn't an on-field thing at that point. It was
No,
a young man away from home.
But it still hurts because he'd be damn good.
Yeah.
He'd be still damn
It's
good.
still, the funny thing is, I mentioned that and I put it out there. And for me personally, it actually doesn't hurt my soul. It hurts some people's souls that support the Melbourne Football Club. Marker in particular, when he sees Jesse Hogan, because he was his absolute favourite at the time before he got traded, it eats away at him because he's like, oh, God, he could be ours. We could have developed him with us. He could be performing the miracles that he does on a consistent basis. Like, he wins games off his own boot because he's so dead accurate.
I loved him so much, but again, I still think it comes back down to we wouldn't have got the Jesse Hogan we see now when we had him, and we did pretty well in the return for him. So
True. It's a good point. We're going to go to Scooter.
Scooter.
Don't you love the nickname Scooter?
Scooter.
Sounds fast. I like it.
Scotty, two-stroke.
Scotty Jenkins is the full name. Here we go.
G'day, guys. We've got a bit of a problem brewing, which is that our best off-field asset, being Jason Taylor, has pretty much nothing to work with at the end of the year. Our first round and third round picks are owed to other clubs, and that second round pick will probably get eaten up using points to get Kalani White if he chooses to come to us. So if we're looking to rebuild or bring talent into the club, whether it's through the draft or through trade, we have very little opportunity to do that right now. I know you can trade away an extra year's worth of picks this year, but I still don't think we have enough. So some real tough decisions are going to have to be made. I think it's pretty clear that one of Oliver or Petrarca needs to go. I think we need to get money off Fritsch while we can. A premiership contender would probably love to have him. I'm not sure else. I don't know who else you have with value. Maybe Van Rooyen back to WA. Hate to see McVee leave, but we need some draft picks in to let our best asset, being JT, go to work.
Scooter, I agree about JT. He's been a wizard.
Yeah, he has.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to go through a few of those things. Let's dissect them together. Oliver or Petrarca, one of them needs to go. My viewpoint, you could potentially keep both of them. I just have to see Christian Petrarca play more forward. Right?
Yeah.
So that's my viewpoint. If one of them were to go, I said it on the show on Monday, and again, I'm not having a go at players. I love these guys. Right? I love all of them. But I would actually keep Oliver and I'd get rid of Petrarca. Now, I don't want to go into the detail on that because who cares? But that's my viewpoint. Fritsch, I've actually been quietly happy with Fritsch since the Brisbane game, to be honest. I feel like he's getting back to a player.
He's going to have a big one this weekend. I think he's brewing for a small bag.
Yeah. I've been happy with him. Do we get rid of him? I can understand the logic behind it, the idea of let's get rid of a player who's got some currency. I can see that potentially happening. Is it Fritsch? Is it someone else? I don't know. McVee, you keep at all costs. There's absolutely no chance, right? The other good thing is I believe his partner plays in the AFLW team for Melbourne. That's a good thing, right? So keep him here. JVR going back to WA, I'm going to throw that one to you guys. I just don't know if that's the answer. I actually weirdly still believe in Jacob, and I would love to see him get played for the next 8 games. Our finals chances are done. So let's just play him and get him in the side.
I'm sitting here.
No,
I'm
don't
do that.
Don't do that. But where do you sit on? You can dissect all of those boys, but I'll start with JVR. Where do you sit on JVR?
I would only move off JVR if we haven't done everything we possibly could have done to help develop him. I don't know about inside the club at all, right? I would like to see who his mentors are inside the club. I would like to know who his direct coach is, almost like your direct supervisor. I want to know who Jake Van Rooyen's kingmaker is, who's to say you can do this, you belong here. I want to know who his master splinter is, so to speak. Oh. He's our coach. All right. Now, I say that because, key position forward. Nick's liking that.
Yeah.
Key position forward.
I'm wondering who we go to. Who's your supervisor? Who do we go to for you?
Shout out loud.
Tommy Flanners.
Shout out Flanners.
Tommy. Love ya.
So I wouldn't move off. As I was making this point to Nick, computer guy, I don't know your official title. What is it? Is it producer?
He's called him computer guy.
He's a Collingwood fan. I'm sorry. You know I love you, Nick. You know I love you.
He's left.
I'm going to show you where HR is. HR is just over here.
I don't want to step on toes. Fuck the pies. No, no. What I was saying is,
computer guy.
I asked Nick.
I've been called a lot worse.
No. Mate, shout out computer guys around the world, helping us log in.
Calling a podcast,
keeping us online since 1999 or something.
Calling a podcast producer computer guys.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
No, to be fair though, and I mean this,
he's a guy
come to Adelaide, I'm going to be called a hell of a lot worse than the Adelaide fans on the weekend.
Full respect. It was no. But what we were saying is, could Craig McRae find a useful utility for JVR in the Pies? Yes. The answer is yes. So I don't want to move off on an asset like that because what if he's Jesse 2.0? Right?
Yep.
In terms of what were the other points?
Oliver Petrarca, McVeigh.
Oliver Keep, I actually feel like he's, at the very least, he loves club. Christian,
Ooh.
Try him up forward, give him some time up forward, but also as well, like, if you're going to get a flag, there needs to be buy-in, and no one's bigger than the club. And I honestly think that, like, personal brand, blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
Show me the last few premiers. Tell me about who's personal brands. Okay,
Caught me on the hop. You think he's more fixated on off-field?
I just think that
He's a consummate professional.
No, he is. He's an utter professional, and I have nothing but respect for him as a professional, as a footy player, all that. But I just think that the Claz can look around and look at the clown show that is us sometimes and go, it's all good. It's my clown show. I feel like Track kind of can detach himself to a point where you get a little bit too detached from the club where it can be kind of hard to galvanise through a bit of that adversity at times.
Sure.
And it's nothing on Track, right? Some players can deal with the BS, some cannot. I just think that someone like Track, I want to use him up forward, but ultimately I'd be keeping Claz.
I feel more sorry for Gawn in that position.
Yep.
Gawn has shouldered the burden of responsibility as the spokesperson the last 3-4 years better than probably anyone else. Brad Green's been exceptional when he's come in. He's been the one that's said fuck you to the vultures out there in the media. That's me saying fuck you, not Brad.
That's all of us. Fuck you.
Yeah, right? So I think he's been incredible, but I actually feel, and I understand your point with Christian, I feel more sorry for Gawn. Mate,
Definitely.
Gawn this year as well. Like, some people were going, geez, he's about to wane. He's still like top 5 in the Coaches Association votes.
That's crazy. That's just people that want to hate. That guy is so all-Australian.
Incredible.
Again, it's just stupid. It's just people think that it's boring to keep letting the same guy win.
It's like LeBron.
Yeah, it's like, come on, this guy should have won for many years. Nick Nat knew he was getting handed them over him. All-Australian Guernseys, he should have got it. My thing with Track, I definitely know he's very interested in the off-field activities, but he's also... he's best mates with Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is making more money not playing basketball than he is, and he's not even playing that great basketball at the moment.
He's not a good influence to have.
So they're not a great influence, but they're also seeing more money than these guys can see. So he's seeking an opportunity that is elsewhere. I mean, I saw these contracts that they're going in free agency in basketball the other week. There are very average, and I mean very average players that are signing $40 million 4-year contracts, and they are role players. So you've got these guys in our league that are risking concussion, severe injury, permanent damage down the track where they're limping till they're 75, and we're going, oh, it's crazy, we're paying them $1 million. Well, our country is galvanised by this game, more so than America is with NBA, and they're getting pittance in comparison to what these guys are. So then you start looking at, okay, well, your contract's already insane. Now your sponsorship's even more ridiculous. They're looking like part-time workers at McDonald's, go McDonald's, than professional sports players. I mean, an AFL player would not mention their contract. Like, we all lost, or not we, as a collective group, lost our mind with Cozzy Pickett's contract. That is absolutely nothing in comparison in the wide spectrum of sport. That contract's almost embarrassing compared to what you'd be getting in any other league. So I think there's a balance of it. They're trying to capitalise. They're trying to go, well, hey, we're marketable outside of the game. Has he got the balance right? No, I think even he'd agree, no, he hasn't. But is he going to turn the money tap off? No, he nearly lost his career and potentially life last year. He's probably going to make hay while the sun shines. So there's an interesting one to that one. I don't think getting rid of either of them is going to achieve anything. I think going to the draft is just you're flirting with danger. This is not America where we see these guys in college and as young adults. We are picking guys from high school. We've seen this go horribly wrong for decades. We do not have a good grasp on it. No one is a superstar. Last year, Harley Reid was going to run the entire competition. This year, not so great. We've seen Jack Watts just fade to nothing. You've got to be really careful. If this was the NFL and NBA, fine. Second, third, fourth round draft picks actually mean something. Once you get past the first 10, 15 picks in the AFL draft, you are really just flipping a coin. Yeah. So I would be very careful trading them for draft picks.
Can I say that on that note of the trade caution, sorry to 80 to jump back on.
Go.
I'm a big fan of moving off at the right time and at the highest price and not getting greedy.
But do you think those two, sorry to cut you off, do you think those two would have that value that they should? Because I don't think publicly they do.
I think that our cost-benefit analysis on players, we should be looking in a different part of the roster.
Yeah.
I don't look at our midfield. I look at what someone like Jake Lever would get us. Now I know that you're a big fan. Yeah,
we're really dissecting.
I know, I'm liking
We've gone from Maccas to Jake Lever, maybe trade back.
Just pulling the lever.
I mean, I don't want to say pulling the lever. Well played.
Shout out TR, that was his.
Well done, TR.
By the way, I'm not saying I like it because you're saying get rid of lever, but I like we've got to throw these concepts out there because they're not stupid.
Just quick, to not go into a completely different,
universe.
Yeah. When I watch Jake, intercept, love that, takes it, safe, stop, commands the game, look left and right. Well, that's just not the game we're playing at the moment. We play a tap-on, quick, dynamic game off half-back. Jake Lever, I think, is a incredible leader, great footy player, all these things, right? This is completely objective analysis. I feel like that when the ball comes from like a Jake, it's an awkward kick. It's a bit dinky, it's a bit slow, and it's a bit deliberate. There's no element of surprise. And I think that someone like Jake, he doesn't work in our current, he worked in our premiership setup, absolutely, but it's a different game now. I think that slow, predictable Jake Lever, Stephen May kind of combo, I think we need to move someone, at the end of the day, Jake Lever's good on a footy position for one position and one position only. I would trade him in for a Josh Weddle in a heartbeat.
I agree with some of that.
Or a Blakey.
I disagree with some of that, and I'm going to get to that after we play two more. So we're going to play these two back to back, and then I've got a broader conversation where I'll try and pick apart some of the positives, because we've got a couple of people that have sent in and they want answers. They want a little bit of therapy. Where's the hope? Where's the glass half full? So I'm going to play these couple, and then we're going to have a broader conversation about those very points that you just made. So this one's sent in from an anonymous, so I don't know who it is, but we'll give it a crack.
That first quarter performance was putrid, but I'm mentally checked out of this season already. I'm done. I'm over the roller coaster ride of going up and down, and then we keep dropping away. I'm starting to get worried about the younger players coming through. Like Windsor, we keep assisting with him off half-back. I don't think he's a half-backer. I think he's a true wingman, and we keep assisting with him off half-back, and now he's been dropped. Lindsay, I feel like can play off half-back. We leave him on the wing or we sub him, and it's not doing anything for him. Yes, he's looked good, but it's not doing anything for him. At the start of the broadcast, Goody was asked, will we see any change? And he said, yeah, we'll see Langford and Rivers roll through the midfield a bit. The centre-bounce attendances were Cozzy had 27, Track had 26, Clary had 21, Viney had 17, Langford had 2, Rivers had 0. It's hurting the development. I think Goody might have to go, and we need a new voice. just because he's so stubborn on not because of going with the midfield that won the flag and won't develop the young kids.
Well, I like that.
Anonymous, if that is your real name, there's some reasonable points in that.
There's some truth in that, and then we're going to play Ethan's, and then I'm going to wield my right as the host of the debrief, and I'm going to ramble for a little bit, and then open the floor to you blokes, and then we'll talk a little bit of Adelaide, and then we'll come back and finish it off with a game of trivia where Ryan will win 15-1.
Oh, stop it.
We'll see. We shall see.
Oh, he's getting cocky.
It might not have been.
I want to know if Nick the computer guy's got the questions. I'm going to pay him. Nick the computer guy, can you help me out here,
The
mate?
disrespect.
I haven't even disrespected you. Surely this is my quiz.
No, he doesn't have the questions. They're all here.
It might not be about the D's.
I'm going to make a Nick the computer guy banner for the game in Adelaide.
Love that, can you? That'd be great. Also, just quickly, Fritz hit the target.
He did hit the target. That is a true story. It has happened quite a bit, actually. So you'd be surprised. And we don't wield the biggest of targets, but we like to get hit. So.
How many times has Fritz hit it?
He's hit it a couple, definitely.
Yeah.
But, like everything we do, from the large cutout heads to everything else, every cheer squad.
Speaking of which.
Everyone rips us off and does everything and tries to do it better, but then they call me and ask me how we did it, and you go, well, they are trade secrets at cost. So
we should put LEDs in our signs. Give them red eyes.
I've tried. Haven't you seen the Max Gordon, the gigantic big head?
Just get more creepy with it. Can we put smoke machines in? Are there rules?
No, well, there is within reason, probably smoke, but the flashy eyes in Max Gordon, that head is like over like 2 meters or whatever tall. It takes two people to hold, and he had flashy eyes for the 18 final series, and
that's right.
Yeah, he enjoyed that, and we had the spinners. We've had a lot of things.
Bring back the spinners.
Yeah, I agree.
Who's the most random person that's hit the target or player? Sorry. Can you
Matt Jones.
Matty Jones.
Yeah, Matt Jones.
Number 45.
MJ Electricians. I still see him around. He's a ripper bloke.
Yes.
And his parents
He's
are...
a big D's man, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He's a big D's man. I think I seen him at the Elephant.
I think Gorney and him are still tight.
I think they are. They got into some sort of well, at least Max put the money into some handyman business, I think, because I can't imagine, with all due respect, the big fella, he wouldn't be the easiest to climb through roofs and do bits and pieces. But
I wouldn't get him to.
I'd get Bowie too.
I'd go MJ. I reckon that's the most somewhat random one. Yeah.
Okay, let's play Ethan, then I'll come back and I'll ramble, and then we'll get the cans off. Let's go, Ethan.
Evening all.
Evening.
Fuck, where do we go? I presume a lot of the DMs are going to sound the same as this, but I genuinely don't think, bar maybe North and Carlton, that the D's are probably in the worst spot for any club.
I like this man.
We're not good enough, clearly, to be playing finals. We don't own our first round pick this year, so being shit doesn't get us anything. We've got, dragged through the media for the last couple of years in terms of culture and players wanting to leave or not wanting to leave. We are just in the worst spot in terms of we're not good enough to be playing finals. We're not shit enough or don't have a bad enough list that we should just go full rebuild and blow it up. With Tassie coming in, plus all the academies and everything, the drafts are compromised. Genuinely, where's the vision? What do we do? Do we actually have to offload some of these players to get some draft compensation back? We don't have a huge crop of young talent coming through. We can't be relying on Langford and Lindsay to win us games. A lot of our players look great in the twos, but then can't translate it to ones. I don't know. Want to hear your thoughts, but we seriously don't have a vision at the moment, I don't think. And it's not great as a D's fan thinking that.
Ethan.
Ooh, it's interesting. I'm going to say, I'm so sorry because
you go.
He just hit something that I'm like, the worry that I have with this last 2 months is that we've got a coach coaching for his career and his paycheck.
This is true.
All this point about youth, the only way we are going to see youth is if Simon Goodwin gets 100% guarantee that he is safe next year. Otherwise, this man is coaching for his career, which is coaching personal, and that is not bringing the youth in. He ain't going to let us see a 10-goal loss or two on this lead home, or that is his exit clause signed, sealed and delivered. So this would be a really challenging 2 months. We're going to learn a lot about our football club, our players, but more purposely our coach and our board.
I could not agree more. I think you've summed that up perfectly. That's exactly where I stand, and I actually think that's exactly what's happening at this point in time. I genuinely do believe the next 2 months will be telling. Oh, yeah. For all of those reasons you've just explained, because that's what I'm telling people out there at the moment. Now, what we're going to do for Ethan is, Ethan, I know you're a bit glum, and that was after the game, so I hope you've had a better week, my friend. But
they all sounded hungover, and it's like it's just straight after a game.
All I can imagine is a D's fan.
It was 4:30. It all sounded like it was 8 in the morning on a Sunday.
As someone that's DM'd, right, I can just imagine some bloke at a pub excusing himself, like, "Hey boys, just gonna head out for a sec," and then just coming off like having a vape, and then the fucking Demons, like Romy weekend every weekend, doing well, guys. Yeah, is that me palming at the table? Yeah, be there in a second. Alex Neilborn.
There's only so much you can yell in the disabled toilets without someone hearing you. So yeah.
So Ethan,
what do we got?
A few things. So this is what I think we can do. Right. So I'm going to put my coaching cap on. Andy Moners Wakefield.
Love him.
When he gets back, we need someone who has pace, particularly when we defend in transition. It's a massive problem for us still. Christian Salem, I love you. You're a great fella, but a favourite son, of course, 2021.
Christian.
Right? The best player on the field in the first half of that grand final.
Mm.
But Andy Moners Wakefield looks like the natural replacement for him. Yep. So there's some hope there. Windsor. I think Windsor goes back to the wing at some point.
Yeah.
I think the halfback experiment hasn't worked. I think we've stunted his development a little bit this year. He is second year though. So let's just temper expectations a bit with him. And I think Lindsay off half-back would potentially make more sense, right? So you get his sublime kicking skills off half-back in the same way that we've got Jake Bowie as our quarterback playing in that position. Christian Petrarca, we spoke about it before. Put him forward. We saw it last year, and we've seen it at times throughout the years. He's a goal kicker. He's a match winner. He's got that Dustin Martin-like trait of going forward and hitting scoreboard. So let's get back to some of that, right? That's a very simple positional change that we can do. And it worked really well in the second half of 2023 as well, if you remember. He kicked 5 straight against St Kilda as a game we needed to win after we'd lost to GWS. We kicked something like 6-16 that day. We come back. We play St Kilda.
50-50, I'll take that.
Yeah. We play St Kilda at Marvel, and if everyone remembers, it was 4th versus 5th. It was an 8-point game. We played him forward. He kicked 5 straight. I think he did a bit of a shush to the crowd when he kicked his 5th. Right? There's an example. He kicked 5 against Carlton last year.
Yep.
As well, if you remember, before we went on our terrible run and lost to West Coast the week after. So, do that. Trent Rivers, for fuck's sake, he trained as a mid the whole pre-season. He's been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. He almost resembles our season. Up and down, a yo-yo. Play him in the middle, for God's sake. This is the type of guy that I think will look elsewhere, because I think he probably got excited about the proposition of, I've got a big body, I'm ready for the midfield. I'm a full-time midfielder. And then suddenly we've put him back. Don't confuse the fella. Play him in the midfield. Harvey Langford, we know, will get more time in the middle. That's an obvious.
Brilliant. Like, yeah, I just think, wow.
Awesome.
That could be anything.
There's some hope. Viney as well. Love him. Can't play as many midfield minutes. I've said this forever and a day. He would make a great defensive forward. He is a bull. His pressure in that second quarter against Gold Coast alone got us back into the contest. Was he doing it from the coalface in the midfield? Yes. But why don't you experiment with him as a defensive forward?
He can kick a goal too.
Exactly, where he can split his time, right? That's another one. The other one I've got is Judd McVie. Why can't he bulk up enough that he eventually goes back into the midfield mix? Now, last year, what was all the talk at the end of last year? Judd McVee's going to go into the midfield. Judd McVee's going to go into the midfield. Now, we know he's had a hampered season. He had the big injury just before 2025. He's come back in. It took him a long time to get up to speed. He's playing in his normal position in the back line, but I think he could be an option moving into the middle if he can bulk up a little bit more, right? So that's another option for you. The other thing that I'm big on, and again, a favourite son, a guy that has carried us to the lofty heights. He's been one of our great recruits. But Stephen May, this is my personal opinion. I can't believe he got an extra year. And I'm not saying this disrespectfully. I'm just saying it is what it is. There's no sentiment. You phase him out now, or you start to phase him out during periods of next season, and you give guys like Jed Adams a crack, right? And this is the thing. I would be quite comfortable with a backline of Adams, Turner, Lever, Petty, Howes. You can pick whoever you want to pick from them. From a tools perspective, and I'm throwing Howes in there, I'm pretty happy with that. And the reason why I'm happy with that defensively is because when we're defending in transition, which is an issue, Daniel Turner is actually brilliant when the ball hits the deck.
Well, he's found his place.
He's brilliant when the ball hits the deck. So everyone talks about his aerial expertise. Fuck, he's good. Ball hits deck, he's just as good as he is in the air.
Future skip.
Whoa, I like that. Now
that's a big call.
That's a big call.
He's a leader. He cares.
Date it.
Just
Nick the computer guy. Just time this, please.
Time that. We'll
carry on.
That's good. Jake Bowie, exceptional this year. That's glass half full for you. Judd McVee's an absolute jet. Once he gets back into the groove and he gets back to the Judd McVee that we know and love, he'll have a Bowie-like season next year when he gets a full run at it. No injuries. He'll do the same thing. So those three players in particular in the back line, Turner, Bowie, McVee, fucking exceptional.
Huge.
Great players. Andy Moners-Wakefield I'm bullish on. He's the natural replacement for Salem, as I said. Petty and May, it's a much of a muchness, but I think Petty eventually takes over May's position. And the other thing is those boys can account for the lack of pace that the Petties and Levers have, right, when defending in transition. And that's the whole point of these smaller and medium-like defenders, except for probably Daniel Turner, who's got a lot of pace as a tall defender. It's a massive problem for our football club that doesn't get spoken about enough. They can't score. They don't have a forward. We're still not good enough at defending in transition. We get sliced and diced too much, and the reason is because clearly our foot speed isn't there. There's a few favourite sons who account for that. So there's some of the reasons. Now, to wrap it up on this point, boys, the ball movement has definitely been better. There's been a shift in the ball movement. It's quicker. It's better. The forward handball game has worked. As everyone knows, the responsibility of the kicker going inside still isn't good enough. We need to get the right mix there. The other thing is we've got a massive problem with who ends up replacing Jake Melksham in the future. Also, will we get a power forward, which was alluded to further? And also, will a JVR or a Jeffo eventually come on and excel as second or third talls? These are all the problems we need to work through, but there's enough cause for optimism with all of those positional changes, which weirdly brings me to my final point. And I don't want to be harsh, but I just want to ask you the question. How many positional changes this year have actually worked, or how many things has Goodwin implemented from a positional point of view that we've seen that has been successful this year?
Disco.
And I can find one.
Yeah, disco.
No, there's a different one because I think disco's an obvious for me.
I wouldn't have seen him back, but yeah, I mean maybe that's just me. But
I've got one. And that's the problem because everything I roll through there's a lot of positional change. There's a lot of games and opportunities given to other players. There's some mitigation with injuries and those circumstances. I think he's only got one thing right, and it was the most obvious thing in the world. And this is my problem. And it's Cozzy Pickett going into midfield.
It was too obvious though.
Yeah,
I was like,
what I thought.
it's going to be something niche.
Yeah.
It can't be the one thing that we said last year
and it should have
flippantly.
Yep.
And now it's no. What you were saying earlier, there's a vision, and this
That's
is
the only thing.
This is why I'm optimistic. There is no vision, but there is a palette, right? To make this
take the cans off for a bit.
Yeah, to make this beautiful piece of art. We don't have a vision. We don't know what we're going to draw. We don't know what we're going to sketch. We don't know what we're going to paint. But we look down at our palette and we know we've got amazing colours that work well together. All right?
Red and blue.
Red and blue have always worked.
Hey, and they are two of the three primary colours. You can make every other colour on the planet with those three.
And
red, blue, yellow.
Very nice purple too.
We invented footy. We invented 2/3 of the light spectrum. No, but what I'm saying is we've got, listen to that. Harvey Langford, Xavier Lindsay, Disco Turner, Caleb Windsor, Trent Rivers, Cozzy Pickett,
Jake Bowie.
We've got young, Gussie Monty Wakey, Gus Monty's Wakefield. We've got youth and we've got players.
Judd McVee, did you say him?
I didn't. Judd McVee as well, right? Like, even look at our VFL squad as well. You got like guys like Ricky Menthar that look like they will be. I think he'll absolutely play footy in the future. We've got a lot to be excited about.
Yeah.
Can I quickly say something? We've got a lot to be excited about if we give up and forget 2021.
Yes.
It happened, but we've got to do this. Christian Petrarca, Clayton Oliver and Jack Viney, they can all still work. We can maximise all three of these blokes that we've idolised over the journey. They don't work now because we are persisting with something that is broken. What can
change.
And what could but what can fix that?
I've got an analogy for you.
Can we not fix that?
Well,
If Clayton Oliver stays in the midfield mix as the guy that burrows the ball out to Cozzy Pickett, Trent Rivers, Harvey Langford, I'm over the moon. If that's your role, great. If Christian Petrarca plays 50-50 mid-forward, I think we've got a solution. If Jack Viney plays as a defensive forward and he's also in a midfield rotation, I think we've actually got a solution. If we keep playing them predominantly in that midfield mix, we're going to encounter the same problems. Those blokes can still be champions of this football club and we can still get great output from them, but we just got to change what they do for us.
I think the highlight to all of this, what it's reflecting to me, is the fact that there's no chop out for Max Gawn. We have run that man literally into the ground.
Kalani.
And it will be, and it better bloody will be.
It will be.
And I'm very confident. I'm very confident. But my thing is, I remember the 2019 season. I was nearly losing my mind. This man is playing 95% of the game time, and the season was shot. Now, if he did a knee in a stupid round 20 game on a Friday night against Richmond or whatever the hell it was, playing that much football, you wouldn't do it. In any other sport, you wrap your assets up, put them on ice, and you give someone a game. I don't understand why we haven't taken that mentality. Goodwin and his crew, and I know it sounds like I'm being really harsh on him here, but from the minute he has come in to right at this very point, we have not been experimental. We have been safe.
You know what?
And I want to see things where if we go wrong from trying. And Melbourne fans, they're very good. They will accept if we give something a go. But when it goes wrong safely and you lose by 3 or 4 goals because you didn't try anything, you'd rather lose by 40 and expose something that can work.
It's
spot on.
It's one of those things, right? When you succeed a certain way, it can be very hard to succeed a different way. Right? If you made all your money in finance, it would be very hard to make your money again
in media,
right?
Which is the hardest thing to make money in.
If I said to you,
but I love it.
If you made $1 billion in a certain in oil, right? And I said, you would sit there and go, well, hold on, I was successful in the past doing this. Why don't I just do that again? And what I'm getting to is the issue is with Melbourne is we've been successful in the past with a certain method. Well, I'll just do that again. Well, it's not how it works, Simon.
No.
It's not how it works.
It's not even close. And I'm so concerned that we will enter the 26th season, like 99% of the world is saying right now, we're going to enter without having won a final since when that grand final, when people tuned into Channel 7 after we won that grand final, there wasn't a person, an AFL fan around the world that would have believed you or that wouldn't have jumped on. You're a sports vet, man. To take odds that Melbourne would not win a final until maybe 2026. Totally inexcusable. Yeah. Totally inexcusable.
We won't win a final.
When you put it that way, I'm going to go jump off the roof.
And let's not go that far. But what I'm saying is that is the whole cold hard reality. And we've got Paul Greer is the one that excites me in this next period because we're going to see a man that's either going to come in, he's not going to swing straight away, but he's already going to be making decisions on what's going to be happening behind closed doors. And we have to act now. If this is the man and you're certain about it, either work out, is the problem the specialist coaches around him? Is that the weakness? I don't mind what it is, but you need to fix it. And if it is the problem, don't give us another 12 months of garbage because the list ain't that bad to be serving up what we've served.
Scathing.
I think 95, it could be a higher percentage of Melbourne supporters are all thinking like this.
Yep.
Honestly.
Yeah. Yep.
And the reason why is because we've seen it on repeat.
Who's running it?
For 3-4 years. Just really quickly before I go to team news and then we'll do our quiz and wrap up. You made a point to me on Messenger about how Melbourne had won the lottery ticket. Now explain that one to me. I won't steal your thunder.
No, So like footy fans, and it's important here, we've got levels of self-esteem, right? If you're a successful, good-looking person and something gets you down,
are you talking about yourself?
No, we're going somewhere.
I was about to get near that myself.
You can rebound pretty quickly, right? Because you've got a certain amount of self-esteem. What we were saying is, 80 and I we were chatting about the D's and the fall off, and I was saying, well, the D's, we're a club with low self-esteem. Like the D's have got a low self-esteem. We've been losers for a long period of time. We have been throughout the 80s. Like all we're known for is our losing records, not our winning records.
Well,
70s,
80s were reasonable, definitely.
Low self-esteem. And when you got low self-esteem, you start getting desperate. And when you haven't won much, you start getting desperate. And we all know how much 2021 meant to all of us. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And there was not a universe that I imagined that we lost that grand final.
Yeah.
The Melbourne Demons have become the broke person that won the lottery, and that 5 years later they're back working at their old job, broke as shit, because they didn't know how to fucking handle the success that was bestowed upon them. We were given an abundance of riches in the youth, in everything that we were given, right? Even before we won the flag. When we won it, we didn't hold on to a modicum of that success. The financial success was gone overnight. We were an ethereal destination club. Sorry, not ethereal, ephemeral. Right? We were just there one moment, gone the next.
Yep.
And we are the person that, maybe I'll get that third jet ski. What are you fucking talking about? And I feel like as a club and a supporter base, we've gone down that way.
Well, you spoke about the good-looking person. I was going to say that's why I've got a head for radio. It's why the first time I've been invited into a studio has taken so long. But I will say that, in all sincerity to what you say, I think you bring up huge points. There is one point I will make, that in this whole period of success, if our CEO was not Gary Pert and we went back to who it was prior to that in Peter Jackson, I think we'd be seeing a very different organisation. That man was a leader. Peter Jackson was a true leader, a visionary, and he was a hard worker. He was out there. He was fighting for us. I've got to be honest, we had a guy that sat back and was not visual. He wasn't out there. And to be honest, let Clayton Oliver, let Christian Petrarca burn, and didn't really support them in the proper manner. And all he did, in my humble opinion, and I'm not saying it's correct, I'm not connected, but I think he threw the president, who doesn't get paid, to the Wolves and sat back and saw if he could get another contract.
Just on this, go. Just on this, and then we'll do the quiz. Go over loo break. My viewpoint is, at the end of 2021, I take people back to this, and it's a tough one. It's hard to stomach, but I think it's really important to accept this. When we're at the MCG on that Sunday, 35,000 Melbourne supporters there, celebrating the premiership with the players. Yeah, I think it was December 5 off the top of my head.
Yeah,
something like that.
5 or 6, something like that.
And the reason I remember that is because December 10 was the birth of my first child, Harry. So I couldn't kick on with everyone. I had to get home at a reasonable hour. So I got home at about 6 o'clock or 6:30 or whatever, because I needed to be with my wife. She was heavily pregnant. She could have popped at any time. So I distinctly remember that day. And the one thing I remember when Max was up on the podium was how he spoke about how this needs to be the start of more success and more premierships, and this isn't enough, and we need to go on with it. So I penned a piece on this saying that Melbourne have the opportunity to become a destination club and to become a big club.
Yep.
When I mean big club, I don't necessarily mean Collingwood, Carlton, Richmond, Essendon, West Coast.
But we looked like we were challenging them, to be fair. Slowly.
Yeah, slowly. But the way I framed it, Ryan, is I said, if we could nestle ourselves into that position where Geelong and Hawthorn find themselves, and I think Adelaide are building back towards that now, right? I said we could become a top 6, top 7 club, and we could hold in the way that Geelong and Hawthorn have held really favourably, and they've done a great job to get their clubs to that level. That opportunity is gone. It is all but gone. We've regressed. There's a significant member drop-off. We've gone out in straight sets 2 years in a row. We won't play finals for another 2 years in a row. It's really disheartening if you think about the position that we'd gotten ourselves into and what I thought we'd set ourselves up for. But the point I'll make on this is it's done now. So the only thing that we can do is we can galvanise, recalibrate, potentially do some of the things that we've spoken about from an on-field perspective, but from an off-field perspective, Paul's got a big job on his hands, because he needs to convince vast majority of Melbourne supporters that we're heading in the right direction. We're going to get a home base. We're going to freshen things up from a coaching point of view, where we're going to build ourselves up for the ultimate success, whatever the period is. Like, is it 3, 4, 5 years away from actually contending again? And that's a big job to convince a lot of people that are very dejected about the situation that we've got ourselves into, because we had a springboard and the springboard is no longer. It's not there anymore.
And it should be. We all know that. I think the biggest problem we have is that we are totally playing safe football. There is no development. We've lost really good people to not getting games, and we've seen that so many times, and we could lose a few more in the off-season. But the end result is the current list. And should they get an opportunity, I'm so sorry, but I really don't think it's going to be this year, because we've got someone in the helm that's coaching for a career. So it's going to be probably next year. But for those that are happy to ride that ride, and, I say to people, okay, times are shit, but if you're a good friend, you don't walk away now. So as a fan, this is the time you're meant to stick fat. We as a society walk away. Well, it's all great when things are rosy and that's great. If you relate to being a friend to how a lot of people treat football as a fan, you'd be a pretty shit friend. So all I ask people is at the moment, just be a fucking good friend, because it ain't that bad. And this is the time where we should stick fat. This is the time we should show support. It's not all doom and gloom. Geelong, Sydney, those sides have regenerated worse lists than this. We've just got to be clever, and we've got to get our pieces and our ducks in a row. Paul's got a huge task, but he's also going to come in armed with our CEO and a permanent president. And we haven't had that for a little bit. We haven't had that this year. So there are things that are slowly evening out. There are things that are getting better. It's not all doom and gloom. It doesn't look great. We know that. But it's not like we're not hitting the scoreboard. We're just not hitting it correctly. We hit that correctly. We're seriously in the 8 right now. So we know we can get there. We're just not getting there. I don't know why that is. I don't want to keep blaming the coach, but the game plan's boring. Everyone's seen it, and we're not creative enough. So whether that's him with a different coaching staff underneath him, or whether that's, I don't know. I don't know who, whether it's another coach, Buckley, Hinkley, whoever it may be, I don't think it's that doom and gloom. I think people are going to be pretty surprised once we work out and iron out these creases.
Well said. Love it. Team news really quickly, and then we'll get to the quiz. In Jake Lever, Jacob Van Rooyen, Jack Billings, Tom McDonald, Jed Adams. Out, of course, the 2 players that got concussed from the Gold Coast game in Blake Howes and Harrison Petty. It's obviously an extended squad, so we don't know who the actual changes are going to be.
No omissions from a side that really didn't put up a
which is interesting.
It's a bit interesting.
I think Tom Sparrow's lucky. I think he's really lucky to keep his position. Look, I'm happy that it looks like Matt Jefferson's going to get another crack. Baptism of fire, coming back after a fairly lengthy time out of the team, and he's playing against Sam Collins for the most part. I reckon Jacob, I would love to see Lever in the side.
Well, they've got 3 big guys down there. We've got to have him in there.
Lever's probably got to come in, and is it a JVR or is it a Tom McDonald coming in?
Got to go T-Mac.
He's done nothing wrong.
T-Mac's a better footy player than Jake Van Rooyen.
And we can
objectively right now, on the 3rd of July 2025, Tom McDonald is a more effective player on a footy field than Jacob Van Rooyen is.
And he can go down forward if something goes wrong forward. So, I think
also,
that will be flexible.
I was going to say with Adelaide, they have so many good players.
Oh, they've got Alex Neil-Bullen. How the hell are we going to beat them?
We're going to see Shaz. Shaz will be with us. She's a ripper. God, she's so good.
She's not one of everyone's most famous, just Sharon Neil-Bullen.
Sharon Neil-Bullen is
an absolute icon.
I want to get her giant head cut out and hold him in the crowd.
Is she still a D?
Of course she is. She won't join the Adelaide cheer squad because she loves the Demon Army that much.
Good on her.
She's part of our fabric, so we love her. She sat with us at Port Adelaide. Still getting up and screaming and cheering. She's an absolute sweetheart, and she'll be there. I don't know where she'll sit. She'll probably sit with a Melbourne jumper with Alex's Adelaide number
Tell
on
her
the back.
I bought her son's 2016 Anzac Day Guernsey.
Good.
Yeah, because
he's a ripper.
He was the only one that didn't play. And it was the cheapest. But
on principle, yeah. No, but she'll be with us. That'll be great. But Adelaide's, look, it's a danger. We have to start strong. We have to be heavy down back. It's just all going to come off to the start. What's our first quarter look like?
Scares me.
And what is our back line going to put up? Because if our back line holds up, we get off to a reasonable start. We've got a fantastic record at that Oval. We have got a very good record. We've won
5
some
of the
very...
last 6. Till thought we'll kick 9.
Our very... tough you. We've got a very good record in unwinnable games there. In fact, our first win there, we were anything but favourites. And Bernie Vince, who I do love...
I remember well.
We should call this the Bernie Vince Cup.
Speaking of Bernard.
Speaking of Bernie.
Actually, yes.
Speaking of Bernard, where is Sex Vince?
I called him. He couldn't come in. I do love Bernie. He's truly one of the best. We used to party with him after our wins in Adelaide. Seriously, he used to open up his pub and lock it to the general public. And I remember one night there was 200 and something people. I am not joking. And that place was thumping. There was people knocking on the door trying to get in. And and his dad's a ripper of a fella. Gee, you can put away a beer too.
Here we go.
That's probably why we got him. But let's play for the Bernie Vince Cup. How good. He's best looking head on the couch.
It's like kissing a peanut.
There's a bit of paint because we don't want it to look bad from the crowd behind. You've got to show your colours. It's an old school retro cutout. But
he's a great player for us.
He was. Because I just thought we need to add a bit of colour.
Yeah, we're gonna add some colour.
The studio colour. I love bringing gifts. I bought you my Max Power, Max Gorn stubby holders.
Yeah. Hey, Callum Mills.
Look at Zombie! How good. Now I want to see this. So for the rest of the year, at least, I want to see this in the background. This is from the Demon Army to the DeeBrief.
Thank you.
So we love you guys and we love what you do. You know that.
We haven't had many horror players than Thomas Bug.
Nothing's better than the blood, and the tongue.
You
the
ready?
Sheer.
Johannesson.
Johannesson, you ready?
Naughtsie.
But how good? I love that arrogance and the cheek of that man. He was a ripper.
Yeah.
We could do with that right now. Just that swagger. We love a bit of swagger.
Oh, wow.
So you got some props, but let's play for the Bernie Vince Cup. He was
Vince Cup. Let's put him up here.
Or Anthony Ingerson. I don't know.
All right, leave him there. Yeah. Let's play for him.
We could Scott Thompson Cup, Anthony Ingerson.
No, Buggy can go down.
We'll go
Buggy can go down. All right.
No, put Buggy
Time
down.
to squash that bug.
But yeah, let's go the Bernie.
Okay.
You
want that computer guy? I love you, nigga.
Computer guy. All right, the quiz.
I'm in so much Barney rubble here.
Here we go. We got a quiz and then we got a wrap because we're running long, but we tend to run long on the Thursday show. So it's been a while since we've done one of these.
Been a while.
Quite excited.
I'm going to do social.
You're going to crush me.
$1.02 favourite over here.
Yeah.
Okay, so
responsibly.
It's a 2006 themed quiz.
Oof.
How old were you, Zorks?
15.
How old were you, Ryan? Tell us your age.
Yeah,
now.
no, well, I'm pretty old, so I was old enough to go. I mean, obviously, I was
your
traveling.
age, old man.
Oh, I'm 42.
Oh man, get on mic, please.
Sorry,
get on mic.
Get on mic. Oh, sorry, am I not on?
No, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Get on. We want you on.
I don't know. Oh, that's all right.
42.
Young kids are talking about.
42-year-old's like, what?
Yeah, sorry. I'm still just trying to work out my Nokia 5110 and Snake. That'll be too young for you guys. So, no, 2-6, we actually made the finals. I went to Perth.
Got it.
And we had Fraser Garrick in the first final. We beat the shit out of him.
I was working at Hungry Jack's.
And do you know the funny story about that one, just to go off topic as usual? St Kilda and Melbourne played on the Friday night.
We did.
We all booked our flights, and then the Dogs won the following day, and they ended up also playing on the Saturday night in Perth. So by the time the Dogs went, all the cheap flights are gone. So Melbourne fans had eaten them up. And and then the poor Dogs had to pay over $1,000 for a return airfare, which back then was a bit.
That
Go Dogs, and we won the 21 flag over him.
That 2006 semi-final, elimination final against St Kilda. Cathartic. That was beautiful.
Very good.
Okay, all right. We're gonna start with question 1. So we got 10 questions to begin with, and then we've got a who am I at the end, and I'll explain the who am I before I get into it. So let's get going. So the first question, number 1, 2006 themed version. Boys, get ready. Who was our major sponsor that year? Buzz
Alex.
in with your name.
Alex. Kaspersky?
No, too early.
Oh,
I promise.
Sorry. It's
I
there.
promise. Yes.
That's 05, wasn't it?
It was still the same sponsor.
Yeah. Oh, what's our buzzers? We didn't get to test out.
Yeah, I forgot. Well, your buzzer is Ryan. Your buzzer is Alex.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Fuck, I thought you'd know that.
I thought you'd have a buzzer. I mean, this is a pretty high-end production.
No. I just forgot.
We barely even have answers.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1 point to Ryan. Well done, Ryan. 1 point. You just had to look behind you, mate.
Yeah, but also that's a good point actually. But then
It's my actual jumper.
Exactly.
yeah, but they're not geared. They're not branded.
Okay.
Just look at them.
Next one. It's a true or false. You can buzz in whenever you want.
I don't want
So be careful. True or false?
Ryan. Hey, you said you can buzz in whenever.
Go then.
Oh, true.
Now ask the question.
The leadership group consisted of David Neitz,
Yeah.
Russell Robertson, Cameron Bruce,
Yeah.
Brad Green, and Brad Miller.
Very, very believable.
It is true.
I'm going to vomit.
And the reason I went with that is because you'd think I would have just put one in the 5 and made it false.
Ezra Poyas or something.
Smart.
Ezra boys. And also, Brad Miller loved Madurian milk. It's a great
Oh,
drink.
Madurian
It's
milk.
a
They're
great
called
drink.
green rats. They taste like banana
Yeah.
paddle pops.
Well, I
One
would
of the
have
best
said
drinks of all time.
Splice ice cream. And I've been pushing people on this for years.
fair
We
cop.
went out after...
Madurian milks. You're the only other person I've ever met that's done that.
Well, Brad made me. We went out after one of the 2005, I think, Best and Fairest, or maybe 6, whatever. And that was his go-to. He'd been on it for 3 days, and he said, "Oh, when beer gets tough,
Madurian
who doesn't
milks
love
are
a
actually
splice?
good.
Madurian
they're-
milk.
they're
Brad
fair.
who
Miller.
doesn't love a
Hit 'em up.
splice?"
Ryan 2. Alex.
Shit, I'm looking good.
0.
Yeah, you'll be looking very good shortly.
Maybe we put a handicap in.
Maybe.
Oh, mate, I think me being here's that.
All right, number 3. Third question. Try and name at least one player who was delisted at season's end.
Oh,
Alex?
Maybe too early.
Oh, he's in. He's
sorry.
buzzed in.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, delisted, not retired.
One that
Shit,
One
Daniel
that was
Bell?
delisted. Who?
That'd be
Bell?
close. No.
No.
Can
throw
I?
to you.
Can I buzz in? I am going to say. Daniel Ward
No.
or
No, that's your answer.
Okay,
That's your answer. I'll go through them. Shannon Motlop,
it's gonna be dude.
Phil Reid,
Oh, Phil Reid.
Alistair Nicholson,
Oh,
and Nick Smith.
Nick,
No
Well,
points.
Nick Smith came in for Jeff White in his only game at our final against Fremantle.
Correct.
that's true probably.
No points.
Yeah, I'm
no points.
fucked.
Ryan 2, Zorks,
Bagels.
Alex
Still up.
0. Get off the mark here, mate.
2000.
In the NAB Cup, hear the question out. There was a round of 16, which was essentially round 1 because there's 16 teams, right? There was a quarter final.
We played Geelong.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're almost out. A semi-final and a grand final. How far did Melbourne reach?
We got to the.
He didn't buzz
Alex.
Oh, sorry,
in.
Ryan.
He didn't buzz in.
fuck.
Technicality.
Did we make the granny?
No.
We got to the prelim. We didn't we? I'm sure.
Yeah, the semi, yeah.
Yeah. Well, prelim.
Yeah, we got it
Come
right.
on, it's
That's
like
another
playing
point.
to get into a grand final.
That's another point to Ryan. And then
I wanna get
Ryan,
pants.
for a bonus point, who did we lose to in that semi?
Geelong.
No.
Oh, what?
It's the Saints.
Lost
bro.
to Adelaide.
Damn it.
Oh,
Foreshadowing.
And the score was Adelaide 129 to Melbourne 44.
Yeah, but
we
we
put our cue in the rack. We knew about
Yeah,
round
we-
1. It was fine.
Yeah.
Downers had them ready.
Ryan 3, Zorks 0. That's okay.
This is tough. 06.
This is going to be like Liverpool
I
when they beat Man
I
United
have
7-0.
functionally less memory than Ryan did at that time. I was only some dumb 15-year-old.
Hey, I'm still some dumb 15-year-old.
You do look like the bad guy in a Dennis the Menace kind of.
Dennis the Menace.
Next question. Question number 5. What was Melbourne's longest winning streak that year?
Alex, 7 games.
Ryan 6.
Ryan's right.
Yes. What was it? 5?
4-0. And for a bonus point,
I
give
didn't
us the specific rounds it happened in.
I didn't realise we were playing the Chasers because you got a chase, baby.
No, but he could come over the top with Who Am I?
Oh, you can come over
Because
the
there's
top,
5
but
points.
I won't let him.
5 points available. Okay, so if you get
I could
a
have gone somewhere else too, by the way.
you get a bonus point. You get a bonus point
Ooh.
if you can name the sequences that the five-game
God.
winning stretch happened.
You are aware this club's made us semi-alcoholic. We don't remember things
Come
like
on.
we once used to.
What stretch was it? What period of time? Rounds What to what?
I know. Oh
Six
my God.
six
Melbourne
games,
came
6
running
wins
home. I think
over
it's
what
in that
period?
sort of 13 to 19.
I
I'm
was
going
going
to
to say
Nah, 10 to 15.
Okay. I'm sorry. My parents are getting divorced
kind of
that year. I was busy.
Well, maybe if you weren't such a burden.
It's like my mum.
Yeah, all the therapists that kept taking your money.
Do you have siblings?
Yeah, I got a younger son. I love you, Tina.
Oh, well, you know what? We'll call your therapist after show because I'll be sending you there with this quiz.
That's all because.
Oh, God.
I'm getting done 5 bagely.
You're getting smashed and then that happened.
I'm just happy to be.
All right, Ryan 4, Zorks 0. Question number 6. There was a draw that year. Who is it against?
Fuck.
Go Zorks.
Alex, Collingwood.
No.
No, that was later. That was in the Queen's birthday at the time. Yeah.
It was Sydney.
No.
No.
God.
Again,
Ryan, are you going to buzz in?
I just don't know why I don't remember this. I think I'm going to buzz in and say Hawthorn.
No, wrong.
Okay.
So I was there. I remember it well.
Cats?
Yes.
Yes! I got my point.
Oh,
You said you remember it well. I
Are
remember
we going to give him a
hang
point?
on, that's stupid. That's down the category, wasn't it?
Are we going to give him a point?
Give me a shame point.
I'm the quiz master.
and
Are
he
we going to
didn't-
give you a
and he
tokenistic
didn't-
point?
I think tokenistic.
give me one.
I'm
Give me one.
pathetic. Yeah, I'm sad and pathetic.
All right, we're going to give you a point. So it's 4-1.
my job. I was a sad.
And do you know what? We're going to give you a potential bonus point.
Okay.
I need this.
I've already answered this.
So I was down there. It was pretty crazy. There was a Cats player at the very end. So Nathan Carroll dropped the put in the goal square. And there was a Cats player that tried to rush the quickest behind of all time. The siren just went before he rushed it over and they would have won by a single point. It ended Geelong's finals campaign as well, all their chances. Who was the Cats player for a bonus point that tried to rush it through? Just choose someone from that vintage.
Was it Shannon Burns?
No,
Ben Graham.
it was Jimmy Bartell.
Jimba.
Okay, next question. Question number 7. Melbourne would finish 7th that year, but who finished bottom?
Oh, fuck.
Fremantle?
Richmond.
No, you got to buzz in.
Oh, Ryan.
Alex.
Ryan got in first. Who'd you say?
I said Richmond.
I said Fremantle.
No, you're both wrong.
St Kilda.
No, there's a chance there for you to get back in the game, really. So it was
06.
Carlton.
Again.
Oh, around the Cruiser Cup time.
Carlton. So Carlton finished bottom. I'm going to throw a bonus point out to Zorks because we're getting all tokenistic. We're trying to help you back into the contest.
Well, while he answers that, I'm going to take a quick break. Go.
Ask as many questions.
No, we'll nearly be done.
All right, go. We'll power through.
We'll bladder of a child.
We'll power through. The bonus point for the team that finished 17th that year.
Oh, was it Richmond then?
No, it was Essendon. So Carlton and Essendon finished 18th and 17th that year, which
Minnow
is crazy.
clubs.
3
Joke
wins, 1
fan
draw
base.
each. All right, we'll keep pushing on. Question number 8. It's 4-1. Ryan's way. Who wore the number 1 that year?
Alex.
Yes.
Matthew Newton.
No.
Fuck, Michael Newton.
No.
Newton. Figs. No, Chris Heffernan.
No.
No.
Ryan, I'm just going to go even though it's not Nathan Carroll.
No. Simon Buckley.
Who?
Yeah, Simon Buckley. All right, question number 9. Who won our 2006 Best and Fairest?
Alex, James McDonald.
Yes!
I answered that really confident, so that's 3 points.
Well done.
Nice, 4 all. Well done to both of us.
So he absolutely romped it in as well. By a country mile.
he should have because he was very good and we love him.
Yeah. All right, bonus point.
Here we go.
I'm going to give him a bonus point. Let's make it really interesting. So it's 4-2. Bonus point. Who finished second? Here we go. This
Aaron Davey?
Nah, Cam
Fuck.
Bruce.
Okay, Bruce has gone mad.
Okay, so this is what I... Oh, no, I can't do that because that would give it away. Okay, so
Who am I?
question number 10 before we get to the who am I and we wrap.
Oh, come on.
Someone got...
Take a time out.
No, someone got a 1-week ban that season for headbutting. Who was it?
No.
No.
Carroll.
Got any... Pick anyone.
Russell Robertson.
No, it was Brad Green.
Oh, talk about yourself, gentlemen.
Big
Hey, we'll talk about it amongst ourselves and then we'll get back to the who am I because
Last thing.
you can come over the top and win.
Oh man, that was really tough. That was bad. Like,
Okay, so the funny thing about the 1-week ban for headbutting is
it's just what? He's going to walk into the ceiling.
He's come through the studio door. So Brad Green got done for headbutting. And this is why I spoke about it before. I didn't want to throw him under the bus. However, there's a twist in the story. He headbutted Ryan Crowley. So I don't give a fucking shit.
You can't get suspended against a tagger.
Yeah. So Russell Robertson came out and spoke to The Age, and this is a quote direct from Robbo, who's a friend of the show. And he goes, he shattered with himself. He prides himself on his clean sort of image. I'm pretty sure he won't do that again. So well done, Robbo, for sticking up for his...
I can hear Robbo saying
his friend Brad. But when I found out it was Ryan Crowley, I was like, who cares?
Yeah, that's...
Like,
it's like picking up rubbish off the street.
Yeah.
So congrats.
You take the 1 week, right?
Yeah.
So it's 4-2 before Ryan comes back.
I'm happy to just have a score.
Yeah.
That James McDonald was a complete I will just gonna. It's got to be only him. He was the only player I remember from that era being like good.
So it's 4-2. It's 4-2.
Who am I?
No, you're okay.
Good.
And then
has gone on a long road trip with me knows the.
Oh, it's okay, mate.
I'm the same.
I'm sure.
Oh, it's okay. It's like my son at the moment.
Oh my God.
Trying to toilet train him.
Yeah, well, I could probably do with that too. I'm just about walked into the studio, so
it's all right. Okay, boys.
Right,
So the last question, Brad Green was the headbutter. He got a week suspension. However, he headbutted Ryan Crowley.
feels fair.
Exactly. So who cares?
Feels fair.
Okay, so it's 4-2 to Ryan. It's the last one. It's the who am I? And the who am I?
Worth 3 points.
There's 5 points up for grabs.
Oh,
So, Zorks, if you're strategic enough, you could get 3 and you could win. So make sure if you buzz in, you're out though.
Yeah.
So be strategic about when you buzz in.
So I need to wait until number 3.
Maybe. And if Ryan goes in earlier and beats you, so be it.
yeah. So, geez, you got to be on. You got to be on.
Okay.
This is
All
a
right,
quiz show.
Here we
I'm
go.
listening.
All right, let's
My
go.
ears already on.
All right.
Who am I?
Who am I? For 5 points. I was taken as a 22-year-old with Melbourne's final pick of the 2025. That's wrong.
That is wrong. That's not the.
No. It's wrong the way I've worded it. He was taken with the final pick of the... I actually need to go... Does it matter when he was taken? It probably does.
2005, maybe? Is it draft? Are you going to say that?
This is the last... This is
Scared right now.
This is the
What
last...
you ready for?
I'm sitting there going, okay.
I'm like, I've absolutely cooked this. This is the last thing I wrote before I got on air. Okay, hang on. He was taken with the last pick of the 2022 draft, right? 22-year-old. We'll leave it at that.
2022 draft?
2002 draft. It's long. It's been a long day. I've been up since 4:30.
Okay, last player in the
Fucking hell.
2002 draft.
Okay, good.
All
All right.
Everything's been
grade 6.
everything's been seamless
I
to
got a
this point.
skimboard that year for
I wouldn't
Christmas.
say it's been seamless. I've ran off.
Nemo
and,
skimboards. Shout out.
I've ruined your seamless thing.
Okay, we got through the first question. Anxiety. Oh, okay, 4 points.
All right. So, sorry, 2002. We're settled on this? We're not changing?
22-year-old.
2002 draft in? Okay.
Last pick. Fucking hell, Horton. Okay, for 4 points. I gave up on junior footy as a 14-year-old to pursue basketball, but then I got back into footy at the age of 17 for 4 points.
Oh,
Wait.
I want to jump in.
Are you going to do it, though? Because you burn your
Hang
petrol
on, you
tickets.
said 2002 draft, didn't you?
Yeah.
I did.
Oh,
Jump in,
no,
jump
too
in.
early.
14, you're up too early?
Wait.
He's holding.
No, too early.
This is, all right, this
too
is where
early.
you've almost got to go for it here, Zooks. 3 points, or you could jump in and scupper him.
Anyway.
I played only 3 games in 2006.
Jared Rivers.
You got a buzz. So
You didn't
said
buzz?
my name. I said my name.
So
I said Jared Rivers.
Did he get it?
No.
Fuck!
Well, actually, sorry, you said last pick as well, didn't you? And Jared was
No,
not.
exactly.
I don't know.
All right, I'll read the rest and then let you know who it is.
Oh, no, keep going. Cause
Oh, yeah, sure. I
I'm
played
with my
only
more.
3 games in 2006. I missed the entire 2004 campaign, but I played 19 games in 2005 and was essentially a mainstay of the side. For 2 points, during the trade week of the 2005 season, I rejected a move to Hawthorn, which would have seen the D secure Brad Sewell.
Not a bad player.
Astonishing. Still wouldn't have gotten it.
Was it
So-
Paul Wheatley?
No.
No, I'm starting to think, obviously, a big man. I'm just 2-2.
For 1 point, this is the last
I was
question
thinking
I had.
snake, but yeah, anyway.
The last question I had is, I wore the number 35 for the D's and was a tall defender.
Oh, God, now you got to test my brain with the numbers. I should be getting this.
Wouldn't have gotten it.
2000.
I would have got, so I personally would have probably got it, honestly, probably at the last point.
Yeah,
Because I knew the number.
Said 35.
Maybe-
Maybe Harrison Petty, I'll still say.
Maybe at the 3-pointer when it was like I played all the games pretty much in 2005.
Well, when you said basketball, I went Steph Martin originally, but then I'm like, timeline doesn't marry up.
No, so
But then again,
I'll put you out of your misery.
Yeah, fire away.
Ryan Ferguson.
Oh, Ferg. And he actually went on to win a waffle, was it premiership or?
Maybe.
He could be in this room and I would not be able to point him out.
We've gone long. It has been
Very
a
long.
great podcast. I think we have.
Well, Bernie looks happy. He's had a good time.
I think we have delved into the reality of the situation we find ourselves in. It's been cathartic. It's been therapeutic. I thank you, Alex Zorks.
I love being a part of it.
I thank you, Ryan Sinclair.
Well
done on your
Adrian
triv.
Horton.
It's
Well done on your triv win.
hang on. We didn't say, where's my champagne? Like, I just want a fucking trivia. I want some
Mate, we'll be
champagne.
popping that on Sunday when we
that's
beat
true.
Adelaide
And we
by
will
7
beat Adelaide.
points.
This is where we'll do it. We're going to do it. And I do ask Melbourne people, like I said earlier, let's be good friends to our football club. Let's not walk out on them in their time of need.
I feel like let's just be good friends to each other.
Let's love each other. We're Melbourne fans are
Mateship.
great.
Let's get Maccas together.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's go get extra pickles, baby.
Mateship. And big thanks to Nick, the computer guy.
Hey,
guy, Nick.
Nick the computer guy. This
Yeah.
guy's going to go
He's-
viral.
Please don't bash me.
He's been amazing. Please charge accordingly. It has run over. Lads, it's been amazing. I've really enjoyed it.
Thanks for
I
having me.
feel like the positions of Marker, Adzi and Nuggets are under threat.
You heard that, boys. Stay sharp. I only live around the corner and I'm always ready. The best ability is availability.
The
Don't you boys worry about that.
Yeah.
Stay Harry Sharp, everyone. Go D's.
Go D's.
Canada days.
We're going to lose by heaps.
Yeah, we're fucked.